Hi guys, today we're going to review WRC 10. Now WRC 10 not only celebrates 50 years of the sport, but also 10 years of the game's franchise in what is easily the most comprehensive WRC game ever made. Starting off with content and value for money, we get all 52 teams and drivers from the 2021 season to choose from in any of the available game modes. However, we only get 9 of the 12 rallies from this season at launch, with the Arctic Finland rally being a bigger mission considering we already have this rally in place but not in its winter variation. Now we will get the Belgium and Greece rallies arriving as free post-launch content. As previously mentioned, this year's entry is partly made in celebration of 50 years of the sport, and we get over 20 historic cars defining some of the iconic moments of certain rallies and or vehicles in all new anniversary events. In anniversary mode, we get to recreate some of the sport's defining moments, driving the cars and stages which have been fully, accurately created to what the conditions were like when the event actually took place. Online, like in previous years, plays a lead role as you can participate with a friend in co-driver mode to get an authentic feel for the game, or you could just jump straight into a random online stage and aim to beat other players. Clubs make a return, and in this mode you can challenge your clubmates to custom rally events where you get to choose the stage, car class and weather conditions, so online has enough options to keep most players entertained. Now if we take a look at the graphics, and KT Racing has done another amazing job on accurately reproducing the rigours of competing in the World Rally Championship, which is arguably the hardest sport in the world based on the length of the calendar and the times of day at which most drivers must contend with. Whether that be an early morning winter stage around Monte Carlo or a dust stage with the sun low in the sky around some of the stomach churning jumps that make up the Finnish rally. This is also bolstered on next gen consoles with the ability to run the game at silky smooth 120Hz performance mode. Sound also plays a key part in recreating that authentic feel, and this point has not been overlooked, as with over 20 historic cars from the 50 years of the sport, we find that each different era of car has its own different set of rules and regulations that it had to conform to. So going all the way back to the 1970s with, for example, the Lancia Fulvia, we find it's a front wheel drive naturally aspirated car that has a V4 engine that sings around the 6,000 RPM range. Now we're going to spend a couple of seconds just having a listen to how good this Lancia Fulvia sounds in WRC 10. I'll probably sound like I was, but I wasn't around in the 1970s, and what a noise. But if you move forward to the mid-1980s, we have the Group B car that defined modern day rallying in the Audi Quattro, which was the first car to use four-wheel drive system, and this is a 2-litre turbo engine that had a deep raspy noise that ran around the 7,000 to 8,000 RPM range, with its popping of unburnt fuel coming out the exhaust for every up and down change throughout the gear selections. So let's have a little listen quickly just to how good the Audi Quattro sounds in game. Oh, that is an amazing sound. What a sound and car to define modern day rallying. This sound is not just limited to the cars, as the environment of the stages have also had some great consideration put into them, from the echoey noise as the cars accelerate through a tight and twisty tunnel to the rattling noise as the car travels through the loose gravel from the Sardinian rally. This sound is also amplified through the DualSense controller on PS5, as it will give you the gentle noise of tyres struggling for traction on a tarmac stage as you brake and try to maintain maximum speed. And while on the subject of the controller, you also get a true sense of the power of the cars thanks to the haptic feedback, as you are near enough wrestling to keep hold of the controller as it reacts to what you see on screen. Now here at Griffin's Gaming Guides, we specialise in creating trophy and achievement guides, and WRC 10 has not been forgotten about on this front, with trophies and achievements being included for all new features in the game, like the realistic duration mode or the new anniversary game mode. Now, with so many positives in WRC 10, we do have a few negatives that we're going to cover here as well. And first up is the co-driver, who sadly has been given more to say than what's necessary, which includes shouting "awesome" when you set the fastest split time during a stage. With so much emphasis on creating a genuine simulation experience in real life, a co-driver has to maintain full dedication to their pace notes to assist the driver as they race through each stage. And a few other negatives include some loading screens which can't be overlooked in a modern console designed to reduce these load screens. They can be in excess of a good minute to a minute and a half, even with the PS5's accelerated SSD. And with the greatest respect to the game, the genre, we've covered a lot of racing games here. Obviously, we're loading up a racetrack. We're not loading up a full open world here. Now, finally, the verdict for WRC 10 is a very solid entry into the series, and KT Racing have taken WRC 9 and moved it on leaps and bounds for this year's entry. So overall, I'll give this game a solid 8 out of 10. So then guys, that's our review for WRC 10. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments. If you agree, disagree, anything you like, we can always have a chat about it down there, not a problem. If you did like the review, please make sure that you hit the like button. Also, ensure that you subscribe to Griffin's Gaming Guides. We are still putting up our WRC 10 trophy and achievement guides. They should be done as soon as we can get them done, basically. Crazy times in the world right now, as I'm sure you can appreciate, and we are doing our best to get the guides to you as quickly as we can. You guys look after yourselves, and we'll see you on the next one.